wasp spray when you first go in. So, yep, there's more coming. So we've got a wasp nest in there. You got to be checking this stuff out.
Let's give it a shot and see how we do this time.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
So native sunflower is always a very good dove attractant. Yeah, these things are dried. A lot of them are already on the ground. So hopefully we're going to have a good dove shoot. The stage is definitely set right in here for all these sunflowers go on and on and on. Here's a close-up of these sunflower seeds out of the head. Some of them are already on the ground, so doves should be fat and sassy. And close by is a good stand of doveweed, croton, and actually I saw 3 dove go down in that as we were speaking. So this is about 100 yards from where I plan to set up to hunt. Between here and on the other side is that sunflower field. So this is croton, little bitty black seeds that dove absolutely love. Doveweed. Little bitty black seeds in those seed heads there. Dove do go crazy about those. Friends, here is that 60 or 70 acre sunflower field that I was telling you about. I'll be hunting actually back that corner back there, probably 200 yards on the other side. That's where I'll be set up where the water is. So you can see all this native food here, these sunflowers, water that close. We're going to hunt in between. So a couple of days before opening season, join me then. We're going to try to kill some doves, friends. Folks, I'm going to set up right here on this tree line. We had a big rain in here. I don't know what it's going to do to the dove patterns, but they've been flying from the sunflowers over this way. We'll set out a couple of decoys to give it a try, see what happens. What do you say? These little motion wing dove decoys are a big help. People started using these probably 30 years ago. I don't like to go dove hunting without them. They're really effective. So there's one. Just snap these little wings in there like that. And like this. And then we will take these and put them on the fence line over there. Very effective, friends. I know most of you dove hunters use these. You should be anyway. Okay, let's go put these out. I'll get set down. We'll see if these doves will fly. If they don't, we'll come back tomorrow. Well, friends, I have been spending way too much time trying to shoot little groups with arrows and bullets and neglecting my wing shooting here. I tell you what, in common day vernacular, my shooting skills with a shotgun suck. I hate to tell you that. I missed 2 real easy shots just past that dead tree right there. But you know, that's dove hunting, that's shooting. I'm gonna have to practice a little bit more. I haven't, like I say, I've been shooting rifles and everything but a shotgun a lot. But I did, that one bird fell in the water over there, as luck would have it. I wanted to come and bring it back to you, but I'm gonna have, there's no wind, he's not gonna blow up to the bank, so I'm gonna have to get my rod and reel with a topwater plug and try to snag him and bring him in. Gotta have one dove anyway. Let me show you something here. This is a bird bag from Rancho Caracol. Now that was down near in Mexico, northern Mexico more or less, a couple of 100 miles into Mexico. It was an Orvis endorsed wing shooting spot owned by the Pugino family down in Harlingen, I believe, where they lived. But Bob Hood, my old buddy, the late Bob Hood, he was the outdoor editor for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram for 43 years, I believe. Bob and I used to go down to Rancho Caracol hunting the white wings. I tell you what, it's unbelievably, it is still really good down there, and a lot of people are still going down, but I just, you know, haven't forced myself to get down in that part of the world because of the, you know, the crime down there. But a lot of people are having some banner shoots. For white wing though, friends, South Texas, there's some big ranches down there where white wing hunting, I haven't been down there in a few years, but I'm told, I've got good buddies that hunt down in South Texas. They say the white wing shooting is almost as good as it was down in Mexico. And around Rancho Caracol, that area, Lake Guerrero was the largest nesting population of white wings back 15, 20 years ago anywhere. So I bet it's that way right now. I haven't given up. I'm going to go to the house. I'm only a half a mile from home here. A good friend of mine lets me hunt on his place. And I'm going to get my rod and reel and a jitterbug, the topwater plug. I'm going to go get that dove if a turtle doesn't beat me to it. It's not over yet. We're going to come back this afternoon. I'm going to set up right here. I've seen a total of 5 dove this morning, and I actually got up and walked this tree line back behind me trying to flush some. This rain we had 2 days before has really put a quietus on the dove numbers, but I think maybe we can kill some this afternoon, let things dry up a lot. But there's water everywhere, and they're not all coming to this water hole right here that I showed you a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna go home, take a little breather, maybe have a cup of coffee or a glass of tea or something, and I want you to join me back here this afternoon. We're gonna kill some dove, or a dove, one way or another. Well, friends, your great white hunter is back, and boy, do I have the meat. This was the opener of dove season. You know that dove that fell in the water? Well, I never saw him again. The turtle, otter, I don't know what. Something ate him other than old Luke. But this is the opener of dove season. I carried my trusty Mossberg. This is that Gold Reserve. This is one fine 20 gauge. If I just practiced a little bit better, I'd be able to shoot it. But I did take it down. We have a dove breast right here. Bob Hood, the late Bob Hood, my old buddy, would be proud of me because I picked that thing, every feather off of it. And I am gonna fire up the grill. By golly, it's opening of dove season. I do have some jalapeno peppers. My plan is to grill a dove breast. Folks, we promised a long time ago to make this a real world outdoor show. The real world is, old Luke can't shoot this thing worth a hoot. I've got to practice a bunch more. Been shooting way too many arrows, way too many bullets here lately. I got to do some shotgunning. But in all honesty, I think I saw a total of maybe 5 or 6 doves. There are very, very few doves because of the rain. But back here at camp now, I'll fire up some charcoal in my old grill over here. I'll sit here and have a traditional Texas dove opener with jalapeno bacon wrapped dove breast. So Hope you enjoyed our little show. I hope you weren't totally expecting me to melt the barrel down on this mossberg, because that didn't happen.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Stealth Vision, high-tech, precision-driven equipment tailored for the modern hunter.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life, folks. Glad to have you along with me this week. We've got a snap block blind right behind you, and I was just getting ready to kind of clean things up, get ready for deer season, and I walked up to that thing, and out came a wasp and just absolutely nailed me on the shoulder. So we're sitting here, got two wasps looking at me, sitting there over there on the blind. Now there's three. There's obviously a wasp nest in there, so first tip of the week is bring wasp spray when you first go in. So yep, there's more coming. So we've got a wasp nest in there. You got to be checking this stuff out. I use this blind regularly. This wasp nest hasn't been here very long, so avoid stuff like this. That kind of hurts. Got a pretty good welt going there already. Let's go kill some wasps. There are a lot of wasps, folks. See, we have to be careful. Hate to get the blind all full of this, but gotta do what you gotta do. Well, all right, I think we got them. I'd rather have the smell of wasp spray for a while than have those guys around. They're pretty nasty. There was a bunch in there, holy cow. I can't imagine if I would have walked in there. Like I said, this blind, it gets hunted all the time, so it didn't take them long to find that. Remember that one every time you go, that the first time to check your blind, be careful.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American built, American strong. The YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Hello sports fans, it's Bill, the old man at Striper Express with your fishing tip this week on Sportsman's Life. Well, look what I got here. Bent propellers. All Texas lakes, Oklahoma lakes are low. If you fish like we do, we're from shallow to deep. You're going to hit stuff. We run aluminum for the right reason. It doesn't shear lower units, that's the transmission. So we buy these props with carbon inserts. These inserts go inside, and if you hit something real hard, it shears this first and doesn't take out the transmission, the lower unit. So I suggest run aluminum. Get you some prop. Kids, when you hit something, you're going to tear up your lower unit. That's a very costly expense. So there you go. There's your fishing tip this week. Run aluminum. Alright, this is the old man at Striper Express with your fishing tip this week. Go catch a fish.
If you want to learn more about Vineyard Max and the other products they have, go to www.vineyardmax.net.
Well, hello, my friends. It's your old buddy Luke Clayton. It's time to talk bow hunting a little bit with you. Now, I've been an outdoor rider for about 40 years, and I've shot all kind of bows. I was on the Matthews Pro staff for about 14 years, back in the 90s and the early 2000s. So I know what a really good bow is like. Today, I shoot a gearhead. If you haven't checked these bows out, you ought to. It's a gearhead bow. Pyramid Air helped me do a little experiment that I want to highlight today. A top of the line bow such as this gearhead, by the time you get it rigged out, it's going to cost you well over $1,000, probably more like $1,500 with the accessories and everything on it. And it is a very, very smooth bow. I love hunting with my gearhead. But here's what we're going to learn about today. Mr. Ron Duker with Pyramid Air has patented a way to order a bow online and have it shipped to you and have everything set up with your dimensions ready to go, where you sight it in, fine tune it. And that's the experiment that I did with Pyramid Air, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through what Mr. Duker has invented, if you will. It's quite innovative. So I thought, okay, I know what a good bow is. Matthews makes great bows. This gearhead is an awesome bow. I know what a quality top line, I should say. I know what they shoot like. Now, everyone, cannot afford to spend $1,500, $1,800 or more on a new bow set up and rigged at a pro shop. I love pro shops. I've got good friends that own pro shops. This is an option I'm going to tell you about, where you can order a bow from Pyramid Air that comes to you set up and ready. All you need to do is adjust the sight pins. I did that. And I worked closely with Mr. Duker on this deal. Now, I can say this is a patented process. So what he does, you go to pyramidair.com and then you go to archery and you look at it. There's a formula type thing. You give your draw length, which any bow mechanic knows you have to have that. Your draw length, mine's 30 inches. I have long arms. And there's a measurement from here, from your eye to the corner of your mouth. You measure that, and on the website pyramidair.com, it shows you how to do all this. This is patented, folks, and it works. I was a little dubious at first, but I'm amazed at it. And then you tell them the poundage that you want on your draw. I shoot left-handed, so rather than pick a top of the line, $1,200 bow or whatever, I wanted a mid-range bow. But a bow that someone for $500. This is a Bear archery mid-range bow. Now, Bear makes top quality bows too. I wanted one that someone that could scratch up $500 and order it could do so and be hunting. And this bow will do the job. There's a lot of other bows and a lot of other brands, but this is a $500 bow. And yeah, it shoots differently than this smooth gearhead. There's no question about that. Now, I could have ordered a gearhead and done that. They would have took the measurements and sent the gearhead to me with the same patented formula, same deal. But this one right here came out of the box. I've already shot it to check it. We're going to shoot it again to show you, but it came out of the box with the D-loop, of course, the sight pins, quiver, an arrow, like a whisker biscuit, type arrow rest here. But it came out like this. This is the way it was shipped in the box to me, ready to go. And at Pyramid Air, they go ahead and check, they set the sight pins and everything. And my 20-yard pin, which is always the top pin, it was very close. I mean, within a few inches. So what we want to do, I'm going to take you over here and show you. I haven't adjusted anything on the bow at all, on the sight pins at all. So let's go over here and shoot it one time and just see where that arrow flies. I know if I hold steady, and I should be able to do that at 20 yards, it ought to be real close. But the whole idea, the reason I wanted to do this is to show people that are not close to a place where you can go in and have a technician set you up. Or maybe, you know, you just like the idea. A lot of people shop online now, you know, many people do. Pyramid Air, they not only carry, I used to build Pyramid Air as the one-stop shop for everything air gun related. Well, it is that, but it's also, they have thermal scopes, they have everything, for just about everything for the outdoorsmen. Check them out online. Now, let's go over here and shoot this bow, this bear, $500 bow. I'm gonna do some hunting with this thing too. Granted, it's not as smooth, I'll tell you that, as my Gearhead or a new top-of-the-line $1,200 bow. But back up about 10, 15 years, this would have been as smooth as it gets, folks. So let's take a shot and show you how it how it actually performs. Well, folks, here's our target. It's been shot a whole bunch. I put a little red dot on it. This is the bow from Pyramid Air, right out of the box, the way it came, adjusted. And I've shot it a few times to see. It's pretty dang close, but we're gonna make a shot. I haven't adjusted the sights, but remember, this is right out of the box, adjusted there at the factory, or there at Pyramid Air. Friends, I've already shot this 3 or 4 times, and it's hitting very close to the target down there. Let's take a shot with the $500 bow, right out of the box. Well, not right out of the box. I've shot it 3 or 4 times, but it was amazingly close. Let's see how we do. I was hitting about just a little left and probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches left. Let's give a shot and see how we do this time. I think it's still just a little bit left. Let's go take a look. All right, friends, that's right out of the box there. That is about 3.5 inches left, and it's dead on elevation-wise. So all I have to do is adjust that sight pin at 20 yards over to the, I want to move the impact over about 3.5 inches to the right, and we'll be on the money. So, right out of the box, the new patented system from the Pyramid Air, how to adjust the bow. I think Mr. Ron Duker did one excellent job. This will help a lot of people, friends, get into bow hunting that might not be able to do it otherwise. Remember, go to pyramidair.com, click on archery, and you can learn all about this process. Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.